Hey everybody, I'm Matt Loede along with Steve DiMatto here at Browns First Energy Stadium. It's NEO Sports Insiders, little Browns wrap on the loss today to the Raiders, 27-20 in front of a packed house here. And Steve, let's start with the fans. They were great. They were ready to go. The Browns were trying to get to 2-1 today. Could not get the job done. And does that go back to a mistake by Coach Mike Pettine in this organization not to put the hot hand in Johnny Manziel? You certainly heard the "We Want Johnny" chants, or the Johnny chants in general throughout the game as Josh McCown struggled. Was that a mistake, do you think, on the part by this organization not to go back to the hot hand and Johnny Manziel?
I don't think so. I still would go and defend the choice to start Josh McCown. I think the problem would be on the fans to say, you know, you have to back whoever is your quarterback, and to say that he had a rough couple of quarters, that's fair.
Right.
You know, they weren't able to get the job done when they got to the 1 yard line in the second half to push it in.
Second quarter, right?
Second quarter, yeah. They were first and goal from the 1 and still couldn't score. They had to settle for the field goal. You know, they started to get a little bit of momentum. McCown didn't look so awful that it was a lost cause.
Right.
You know, so I think it is definitely premature to say that, you know, Pettine made the wrong choice in letting McCown play. I think the fans have to at least back the guy that's starting.
Right.
I don't think it warranted having to have Johnny chance, but that's just the allure that he has here, that people just love Johnny Manziel. And I don't think necessarily that, you know, any momentum from last week would have necessarily carried over. Each week is a different week.
Sure,
I don't think, you know, the Raiders weren't looking at the game against the Titans and thinking like, well, we just might as well not show up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those things where it's a week-to-week basis, and I mean, you know, the fans should be loud for anybody.
Whoever plays,
right?
It's
not, it doesn't matter who it is.
Well, let's talk about Mike Pettine, the head coach of the Browns, after the game. I think the most vocal against his own team that I've ever seen him. Referred to him at one point like a scout team, said that they wasted opportunities, not only in front of their home crowd, but to get to 2-1. And now they're 1-2, and now they got to go on the road to San Diego, and it just looks like an uphill stretch. What did you think of Pettine's comments? Was it warranted? Do you think he was trying to send a message? And do you think that message will be received this week?
Absolutely. Well, I hope so. I mean, the one thing that was telling to me was it was asked, you know, they have that, words into action slogan for this year, and he said that he doesn't actually think anybody's been buying into it yet because it hasn't come true. It hasn't come to fruition yet. So I think he absolutely should put the team on blast. I mean, this team's supposed to hang its hat on the running game and the defense. Those are the two worst aspects of this team right now. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I absolutely think he has to light a fire under these guys. I mean, you know, I don't think that necessarily he's lost the locker room or anything like that. I'm not going that far. But, I mean, yeah, absolutely. These are supposed to be the two strengths of your team, and they currently are the two worst aspects.
Two worst, right. Browns will go to San Diego on Sunday to take on a Chargers team that got beat up by Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. Just a quick look at that game. Phillip Rivers, another quality quarterback, whether you think he's a Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl quarterback or not. If you think Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota and Ryan Fitzpatrick lit him up, what is Phillip Rivers and the Chargers going to do?
Well, you know, Keenan Allen's a really good receiver as well, and he's been having a pretty good season so far. So the Browns are going to have to figure some stuff out really quick because the Chargers are just as good an offense as what they've already been facing. And if they don't find some ways to fix what's going on, we're probably going to see the same turnout next week.
Again, the Browns and Chargers, that'll be next week. It's out on the West Coast, so it's a 4 o'clock Eastern start. That's Steve DiMatto. I'm Matt Loede here at First Energy Stadium. Stay tuned all week. NEO Sports Insiders will have all the coverage of the Browns as they get set to head out to San Diego. They are 1-2 following a 27-20 setback at home to a Raiders team that, by the way, had lost 11 straight on the road, 20 of 22 on the road, and I believe it was 16 in a row in the Eastern time zone. So not a good effort today by the Browns. Again, Steve and Matt right here at Brown Stadium, First Energy Stadium, where the Browns will lose today to the Oakland Raiders.